a solid wall. The pings, they're all in his favour. There's a C4, but Souls does not care.
One kill away, and it's Volks to die. A new generation pick up where legends left off.
positioning that the defense might want to hold away from the site. So also library as well. You tend to see operators like that. So many teams just choose to not even deal with that pick on the attack. Thatcher as well getting banned, kind of a blast from the past there, I've got to say, with how much sort of different opportunities that the attack have to open up walls and how many other things they can use to sort of oppress that defensive side. Usually, you would tend to see that ban phase maybe being used for more sort of specific things, but instead, this very general purpose operator being banned.
Yeah, I think the Ying Force is a really strong operator to play. You have it.
Yeah, of course, the Azami, it's almost like a broken record saying, repeating just how strong the operator is and has been for so long. So they will be taken out. But importantly, Solis and Fenrir, two of those highly picked and highly banned defenders, have been allowed to slip through. And we're already seeing the Solis in play from the defensive side of Friendly Fire here. And that could be a real difference maker when it comes to that late game portion, as this is a kitchen site, kitchen defense. So that Solis likely going to be playing above, and if they are not checked, if they aren't dealt with earlier on, if the attack try and get a plant down, this looks to be more of a sort of execute focus lineup with that Grim, with that Gridlock as well. If they don't deal with that vertical presence, then it's just free for the Solis. It is a completely free kill onto that planter, so it's going to be incredibly important to deal with that roam. But heading into round one here, it will be on Entropy Gaming to try and set the pace here. We're already seeing a bit of an engagement towards the library, a bit of focus put towards any potential jump outs. They don't want to get caught out by early bouts of aggression here. So they're playing quite cautiously. The same can't be said for the defense. There was already one on the ground, that being the mute player. So not exactly a must-have operator for late round, nothing like the smoke, but still, a gun is a gun and a body is a body. They need to try and pick him up, but with so much pressure already being applied from the attack through these windows, through these angles, it's going to be difficult. Eventually, does get picked up, but still an incredibly low HP, and it's forced out positions from other defenders just to try and make that save. So Friendly Fire already quite rattled in this first minute, and Meek doesn't even live to see the light of day, really. They've just taken down once again here. Incredibly good start from the attack, really forcing the issue, forcing the aggression early on, but not for long, as there is an eventual trade onto the Nomad. 4v4, 4v3, 3v3, as kills just go either way. Eventually, Entropy come back into this advantage that they were in just a minute ago, 3 versus 2 now, but importantly, that top floor still not fully dealt with. It could be a freebie for the Kayad here as he's pushing down those Solarium stairs. The attack have no clue. That's the Grim off the board. 2 versus 2. Friendly Fire versus Entropy. 2v1 as Entropy take that loss in life. It's just on the Ash, who's not even in the building yet, playing from outside West Main. What is Entropy's game plan here? They've just been so aggressive, but with nothing to truly back it up, and they've allowed for these defenders of Friendly Fire to slip by. 2 versus 1 still with the Ash eventually managing to make their way in. Gets 1. 1 versus 1 very doable with the health on the playing field for the Kayad. 1v1, but no diffuser. Importantly, Kayad all the way out playing around that hatch. They can try and deny a plant here if the Ash plays in some kind of default position, but they seem to have just passed each other by. It's still very doable for the attack of Entropy here. It's going to be a messy one, but with that case going down, things looking to slip in favor of the attack. Eventually, the drop comes through, but it's not enough. Entropy take round 1 here, and it was just an incredibly chaotic round. The aggression does end up rewarding that team, but it still got very, very close. Apologies for the silence there. We are just dealing with a couple technical issues here. Obviously, nothing affecting the players. So this match, as you can see, still going on in front of you. Entropy getting that early advantage immediately. It's a very good thing to be setting that pace early on your attack. Chalet, of course, isn't the most defender leaning and is actually quite even in total. So it's expected that they were putting on a few rounds on the board, but it can always be difficult finding your footing, starting to get a pace going. So on the attack, it's really nice that Entropy have managed to get that first round and managed to be aggressive, be quick here. And heading on to round 2, it's going to be a case of whether or not they can sort of continue that pace or if Friendly Fire will read into it now. They don't have the element of surprise here anymore, but this roam, nevertheless, is still quite aggressive. You're seeing Swarm on that Solace once again around the top floor. The Fenrir being brought this time as well, another layer of utility for the attack to deal with. So all in all, it's going to be a difficult challenge to get in here, but Entropy certainly have the tools to do it. The Ram and the Buck, very useful at clearing and getting that soft-destruction down, but Swarm actually gets that opener. Anon taken down, one of those two soft breach operators dealt with already, and that's a very, very bad start for Entropy there. That's one of the linchpins of this entire strategy. Good bout of aggression from Friendly Fire there. It's on Entropy to try and respond. 45, taking a bit of damage on that Ram there, so things not quite as effective as a start for Entropy here, as another body ends up hitting the ground. Jonah this time taking down Storm. Entropy just trailing behind. This is not anything like the kind of explosive competitive round we saw previously. Instead, Entropy just can't find anything here, as Friendly Fire has still got a very wide, very expansive roam, despite having that very early blow of the snowmobile wall being breached here. It's still just a defender-sided round all over it. Diffuser cold outside that front door. They're going to have to try and pick that up on the attack. There doesn't seem to be anyone guarding it. Very, very aggressive down those blue stairs with that Takaibi. A DMR that sure puts a lot of damage, but lacking in rate of fire, and Swarm knows that. He takes the swing. Beautiful connection there, bringing it to a 5v2. The Entropy still have found nothing in this round.
I mean, yeah, I think there's been a miscommunication, and this is going to be a flawless round. Let's go by Swarm. Maybe a miscommunication with Entropy, but there was something missing in that play, of course, because otherwise they wouldn't have lost this so badly this round. Or Friendly Fire just had a really good game, or a really good round, because they played it well. Also, they had they had their 5-3. They just had to chill. Just don't swing anything. Just wait until sound cues and all that stuff. And they just really outplayed them this round.
Yeah, it didn't seem like the Entropy we saw in round 1. It seemed like they really had sort of lost that confidence midway through the round as Friendly Fire just kept winning their ones, and it allowed for a very sort of easy round for the defense to win there. There was no real sort of stressful points for that side at all in that round. There was never any kind of threatening push near the site. Everything was very quickly dispatched of, and it's a very good response from Friendly Fire there. We were saying before round 1 the importance of 4-2, the importance of Entropy getting that strong start, and that response is just as important for Friendly Fire, as it means that there's no sort of runaway bout of momentum here. So good job from Friendly Fire, but as we said for Entropy, they've got to continue this sort of ball rolling. Entropy have shown to be a strong team, and although they faltered in round 2, this is by no means an indication that Friendly Fire can step off the gas. They need to still be playing at their best here as they head on once again to this kitchen defense.
The Entropy Flores is trying to get all the utilities. That's the main job for the Flores, of course. So far, Stebo been killed by the Gridlock. Gridlock is getting really tagged. He's in a very shitty scenario. He's really tagged. But the Fenrir getting tagged as well. So far, they have a man advantage. 3-5 so far.
Yeah, Entropy.
They have
Entropy,
all
they took that round personally. It seems 2 versus 5 now, as they're just completely collecting bodies here. It's all on Swarm now to try and make a play as Iverton gets his second on the round. Swarm, the very least, gets one. There is a chance, albeit incredibly slim, but one pick is better than nothing. He's advancing up those library stairs now. Position not known, gets a second with that line scan going down, though. His position's going to be pinged immediately. It's now up to him to try and fend off any attack that goes his way. There is an angle being held here, cut off potentially of Swarm, who has just no idea where these attacks are playing out. By Fireplace stairs, trying his best, but eventually instead Player 45 taking down Swarm and Entropy. They respond in dominant fashion there. Things looked a bit shaky in round 2, but they definitely make up for it in round 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was what you said. They took the last round very personal. I mean, now they were just cooking. They had so much map control from down below that literally they could have waited even some more time. But what I like about the Rune, he had 2 picks and he was just playing chill. Okay, they have to plant. I maybe have more time than needed to clutch this. That he had control, but of course it's a 1v3 and against Entropy. You should not be in that scenario because you guaranteed gonna lose or you're a really good player. But Swarm, of course, he's the top fragger of Friendly Fire the whole season, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, if it is somebody that couldn't do this in the lobby, clutching a 1v3 or 1v5, it's Swarm, of course.
Yeah, Swarm gave that a valiant attempt by the end of it, but the pieces were already there for Entropy to get that first, or that round win there. 2-1 now, so still in the lead despite a bit of a shaky spell in round 2. They're wanting to continue this attacking momentum, this time with what seems to be a very aggressive lineup. You're seeing that Nook, you're seeing the Yana as well, an operator that's kind of fallen out of favor with a player base after losing those frag grenades, but Iverton clearly sees some potential in that pick. Storm on the Ash as well. Looks to me like they're going to try and isolate a lot of picks here very early on to just just leverage that man advantage, go for a quick execute. And if Friendly Fire can't stand up to that early bout of pressure, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to try and secure a round win here.
Yeah, I mean, so far 1-2 and Trophy, they're already in a 3 versus 5 scenario. To be fair, Friendly Fire, it's been not even 1 minute and they already lost 2 bodies, and it's the Warden and the Wamai. So far this round is not playing what they want. It's a 2 versus 5 now. Like,
yeah,
they're throwing bodies too fast right now. It's a 1v5 and it's not even been over a minute. Over the 1 minute, and it's gonna be a flawless round from a Trophy. That is that was a quick round.
Very, very quick. Yeah, it's like we kind of alluded to in the start of that they just could not hold up to that early aggression whatsoever. Entropy just winning all of their 1v1 engagements there. There was no real chance of Friendly Fire to try and get back into that round at all. That any attempt they made very, very quickly taken just down. So Entropy continue the ball rolling. Friendly Fire really need to start to sort of look at what's going on here and how they can try and fix it, because if it continues to not go their way, they're going to have a mountain to climb coming into the second half. Entropy already haven't this half, locking in those 3 rounds, so 2 more potentially to gain here. They could be in a unstoppable position as they get onto their defenses So it's really all on Friendly Fire now. The pressure is on them to try and just not take this lying down, to put up a bit of a fight back, because if they don't, it's going to be a quick map, and it might potentially even be a quick best of 3 series here. So on this defense, these final 2 rounds are their opportunity to do something, to make a bit of noise here. They've got the operators to do it: the Solace, the Fenrir, the Mirror, all incredibly powerful. Legion newly buffed. But if they keep losing these 1v1 gunfights, it's just not going to work out for them.
Yeah, true. And if they just get killed by the first minute, you already know Trophy got so much time to just do what they want. They have man advantage, they have map control. So all pieces together. And now the Warden is playing off the Mirror. Could he maybe get a kill? They're going for the rush plan. There was a very nice C4 from the Warden.
The 4v2, though, as Friendly Fire expertly dispatch of that fast execute there. The Warden being that key counter to the smoke play, Blitz as well, just being caught completely off guard, assuming there would be a player on those fireplace stairs, and it just simply wasn't the case. So instead, it's left Entropy in a very awkward spot here now. 3v2 with a lot of very specific operators and utility here. You have a Glaz with no smokes, a Lion with flashbangs. There's not a lot they can really do here unless they isolate this first pick. But Swarm just is too good on the trigger. He immediately takes down Deluxe there. Any opportunity Entropy had to get back in this is now surely washed away. So it's all on Storm now. On that Glaz with quite a subpar DMR as well. Doesn't have a particularly useful gadget for the job, nor a useful gun. He's going to have an absolute mountain of effort to try and clutch this up. And with so much time, he can at least try. 1 versus 2 as he eventually takes down Swarm here. But with that Warden and Mirror combination, a lot of these angles are going to be watched, and those dead teammates on cameras too. It's going to be difficult for Storm to get close to the site undetected.
Yeah, I mean, he got loads of time. He still got 1 minute, but there's a Mirror holding blue. He's gonna back off it. The Glaz is gonna swing the Mirror. He tags the Mirror. Could he get a clutch with Glaz? They just have to hold it out. Only 40 seconds left. Can the clutch? Can the Glaz? Nope, he can't. Very well played. They knew he was coming from there. Just holding both. He couldn't not have clutched that. Otherwise, he would have swung them both and flicked them both with 1 tap. So well played from Friendly Fire. Coming in that scenario really early into the match with the 4-2 scenario. Well played from Friendly Fire.
Yep, it was a must-win round for Friendly Fire there. If they allow that to slip away from them, suddenly 4-1 to Entropy in a 5-1 half is looking all but certain. So they do manage to win that. Fair play to them, but it was off the back of a very sort of one-dimensional, very almost cheesy rush strat by Entropy that was countered by a single operator there. So you can't fully extrapolate from that Friendly Fire, their back still being competitive here. They were given a round that with one simple tool was a guaranteed win, and they took that guaranteed win. This final round, though, I think is going to be a lot more competitive, a lot more difficult for them here, because I would have imagined it would be a more sort of, strategic, almost baseline attack. I am seeing a Glaz though, which is giving me a bit of a scare there, and suggesting they might try another kind of one-dimensional strat. It's really interesting to see what player 45 is going to do on that pick, if he is going to just sit by a window, or if this is going to be played sort of a bit more traditional.
I think when I see these operators, they gonna play vertical with Hibana. The Browns is trying to get the cams, and maybe they're gonna rush in with the Finka. I mean, they had a Finka last round, I believe. It didn't work out. Glaz, I don't know. Maybe I got no opinion on the Glaz. I mean, why should you pick it? but you never know. And Trophy could work this really well or just wasted the pick.
Yeah, man, it looks at the moment like player 45 isn't really doing something too proactive here, still just holding these cross angles on the glass, not really in a position where he can move into the building like the rest of his team are wanting to. So it is making me a little bit nervous when it comes to his execute to see how useful it's actually going to be. Elsewhere, though, in Office, we are seeing a bit of aggression from Entropy. They breach open that Office double wall with the Hibana pellets and a Finker as well, throwing nades down towards those library stairs in an attempt to deal with the defender there. And although they do get rid of some of that utility, he's still up there and he's still causing a menace. He gets one, but player 45, the Galaz, does manage to trade it out. 3v4 as well as Deluxe and the Brava gets one, but a 3v3 right back. These matches, these rounds even, are just so chaotic. So many trades here, and they force the defense down to that bottom floor. Storm pushing through the kitchen, trying to get a bit of a backstab going here. If he's presented with any of these free picks, he has to land these hits, but it seems as though Friendly Fire are in decent positions that they're going to be hidden from him. So Storm, this is going to be an exercise in patience for him eventually. One of these defenders for sure are going to rotate out to try and make a play here. If he just holds his ground, he could be gifted a free kill.
Yeah. So what player 45 is maybe gonna do is just gonna stick on the window, and they're maybe gonna drop the hatch and try to jump down, but I'm not sure what they're gonna do with the glass. And if the glass got picked by the mute. So far, and Trophy is not in a really good scenario. It's a 3v1. Can Deluxe clutch this? That's one. Drop down. They just have to hold it. Only 9 seconds left. That's triple kill. Could he do this?
Ooh.
No, he could not. Nice shot from the mute. To be fair, is it a shame that they still threw two bodies and made it scary for the mute? I'm not sure. Now it's a free. Now it's 3-3. And Trophy had a 1-3 lead, and now it's 3-3. Well played by Friendly Fire the last two rounds. They had much more map control, and they didn't throw the bodies like they did at the first period or first rounds that Entropy got really fast. So yeah, they definitely changed something in their playing style. I think they're playing a little bit more passionate.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, and that was really the best way for Friendly Fire. That could end there, getting those 2-round wins, but most importantly, it's 2 wins in a row that were quite convincing there, so it gives them a nice gust of momentum into the second half where they themselves will be on the attack. So very sort of intrigued by how this first round will go if Friendly Fire choose to bring that same flavor of aggression that Entropy did, or if they'll play a much more sort of laid back, more
10 seconds to go.
tactical approach here, very slow, very just clear based. Unlike
5
what
seconds
Entropy
left.
used on most of their rounds, if they want to sort of keep this momentum going, they would likely
Attackers' objective
have
is to
try and
locate a
play
bomb
bit
and defuse
quicker,
it.
I'd imagine, but from this operator lineup, the
Attackers have dropped the
like
bomb
the switch,
diffuser.
like the sledge, like the ace,
Attackers have recovered their
maybe they
diffuser.
are just going to be a bit more slow, but look at that for them, they've already gotten that pick, I believe. The player just disconnected right after the time frame for a repost. So if it looks at things, Entropy will be playing this round, as 4 versus 5, which is effectively a free to Friendly Fire. If things already didn't look good for them, it now looks even better. They didn't have that pressure to try and sort of make their mark on the defensive team this time. They can't just play for trades here if they really want to, and the defense are seemingly realizing this. They're getting a bit more aggressive, a bit more antsy to try and even things out. Swarm attempts a Twitch drone there, but it's zapped out by the bulletproof cam, and that's one piece of utility wasted for the attack. You know, things coming out onto the looks here. Vertical nade attempted, but he moves away. Still, Friendly Fire in that man advantage just thanks to that disconnect.
Yeah, it's a 44, a really nice kill from the Wamai. So far, and Trophy do not have to rush anything. They have side control, and Friendly Fire is pushed back by the mirror. Somebody could hold that and there is a nice kill from
Bomb
Swarm,
located
and
by attackers.
there's a kill, another kill. Could he get the triple? That's a C4. He is trying to get him up.
2 versus 2 here. 1v1. Trades just keep on going between these two teams. Versus Storm here. Storm holding a very sort of tight angle onto that hatch, and Jonna has been given that full control of that second floor, but how much he can really do with it now. He's trying to do something to win this round. He's going to the diffuser to at least open up another one of those positions, but it's still going to be very difficult to get that case down with Storm down on one side. The drop comes down, Storm realizes it, with the shots, gets the down, but the finger can self-revive Storm. Has to make a play here and does confirm that kill indeed. Entropy, despite a very shaky end to that first half, they do manage to pick up that first defensive round and stop any momentum that Friendly Fire looked to be building.
Yeah, I mean, and Trophy played that really well. Although it was sketchy that Storm was holding that side of angle, though. But I mean, he was inside and the
Seconds to go.
So, well played. I mean,
10 seconds to go.
I never, in my whole casting career, I never seen that angle holding before. Well played from Storm, and what you've seen in the Atlantic, there was a play with the thinker that he could rest himself and won the round. Luckily for Entropy, this not happened this game. But if it would be a very nasty and very good play.
Yeah, it would be soul crushing as well. Losing that round after you already sort of technically kill that player, but they can have that very, very sort of niche use of picking
Defenders,
themselves up.
protect your bombs from being defused by
very,
attackers.
very sort of a morale sort of breaker for Entropy, I would say there. So lucky for them, they do avoid that very good knowledge to pick up on fact on that down sound and realise that okay, down is not quite dead yet. Looking to kill one player, in fact, shots exchanged on this game. Those missed. Gonna survive. Damage exchange by either side yet. Things get very, very scary then for the second start. Storm, meanwhile, position immediately Library has got a welcome the note, these Jaeger ADSs can defend against nades, defend against
5 seconds to insertion.
those firebolts that the Capital brings immediately force them out.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse.
They still kill the players on mezzanine with some very good pace for Friendly Fire so far.
Yeah, I mean, bar's always hard to hold. If you have a good strat, I mean, you can hold it, but mostly it's the mirror on the kitchen.
Defender
I mean, bar. That's a really nice run out from the echo, but gets downed. Could Ace confirm the kill?
Blast area!
Go for the kill. Farm cannot
bomb
see
located
the
by
echo.
attackers.
The echo gets confirmed by the Ace. So far, this is looking good for both teams. I mean, and Trophy's not really. I mean, Friendly Fire is not rushing in; they're just taking their time, and the mirror is now getting up fireplace or snowmobile garage. Could he get a kill? There's still some people outside. Yes, he can. That's one for the mirror. He gets the kill on the Ace.
Reloading mag.
Can Swarm get the mirror? Yes, he can. It's a 3v1 situation. The Jaeger's holding the angle, so he could not drop down. Can Swarm watch
Diffuser
this?
has been dropped.
That's one.
Attackers
He got
recover
the
the
diffuser,
diffuser.
but loses the fight against the Finka. Well played from Friendly Fire. We're just chilling and getting picked. Well played. They're holding each other crossfires. That's a good round.
Yeah, absolutely, and part of that success Friendly Fire, I would say, there is their willingness to just be patient and hold those angles. It seemed increasingly agitated throughout that round to try and spread out, try and get some kind of pick. And it was on those players in the grab by, you just simply wait and just see the opportunity to defend themselves. You see players like Subster on the ace just holding by that window, waiting for the defender to just a bit too far, and then claim that pick and allowed just an overwhelming majority for Friendly Fire when it got down to the execute. So sure, Storm wasn't a 1v3, but nothing you can do. The attack had presence everywhere. They had the diffuser in pocket. They could just play for a trade, and they do exactly that. And it has allowed the Friendly Fire once again to just hit straight in the bud. Still 4-4, still very evenly matched in this match so far. That's mainly just down to these teams' ability to kind of learn from each other. Specifically, looking at Friendly Fire adapting to these different playstyles of Entropy and responding very well after some potentially match losing rounds there. You've seen fortunate outcomes for either of these sides, but Entropy and Friendly Fire are determined to learn from them, and they've put that knowledge right back into the match. So very good play from them this time. Entropy, second floor defense. They've got a lot of tools to help them.
Attackers need to locate
solid
and
defense.
defuse bomb.
Three of those incredibly strong defenders here. It's going to be difficult for Friendly Fire to move around the map as there's a lot of intel.
Attackers
Relayed on their positions, on their strategies, their pushes, thrown as well. Sees where Storm is. Its position is known. Intel works both ways now. It definitely looks like the kitchen is going to be the key focus of this attack.
Yeah, I mean, they have really strong operators, like you said. I mean, the Kate with the shotgun, but they're just rushing in right now. It's a 3v2 situation that happened really fast.
5 seconds to go.
The ace gets killed.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
It happened in just a minute. The Jaeger clutches. He got both in. He grabs the diffuser. He needs to walk upstairs. One is holding the window.
Time for double trouble.
Good. The Jaeger clutched his for a trophy.
Difficult. He's got that position in Solarium, and he seems to at least be aware of where one of these players is on that repeller. Incredibly loud sound cue as well, but opened down that roof and immediately knows from that bit of intel that, well, they're going somewhere else. The drop as well, coming down there from the line, Johnner as well by Library. It's instead more of a southwest kind of take here as Potentially eyeing the run up here. Shots initially becomes the line. Johnner now immediately retaking the position, trying to get ready to come on. Made Zappa right in front of him. Johnner for a gunfight. There is no potential for utility to affect this fight. Sure, he has that health advantage, but just hold these angles, wait for the attacker to walk into him. Got that 416, see a very good gun. Swings out initially, but whiffs. Both these sides just missing each other as Johnner has managed to breach the site. Potentially get this pace down out of force. An added bit of pressure into the defense here. Lets this go down. Things in favor of Friendly Fire. Intel is there, knows where the player is, but once again, misses the shot. 1v1, no damage. Rolling these gunfights here is Johnner. Seems appropriate to go for the push instead and gets it. Friendly Fire win round 9, bringing advantage in their court.
Yeah, I mean, very well played from the Finka. Was trying to bait him with the shots. I mean, it kind of worked. And of course, the Jaeger was very low. If it would have been a full health situation for the Jaeger, I think it would have played that differently, maybe more swingy. And of course, the Finka did it very well with the baiting with their guns. No, he was going in the rotate, going out to rotate, trying to maybe get some call outs from his teammates, what he's looking at or where the Jaeger is. If he's prone, he was looking at the floor though, but I was really thinking why. Because proning is the most heard sound cue in Rainbow Six Siege. So don't know why he was looking at the floor, but I mean it worked, so a win is a win.
Yep. Win is a win, and I believe this is the first time in this entire map where Friendly Fire have actually gotten that overarching advantage. Things really didn't go their well initially. Entropy, as we stated, was 3-1 up by round 4, and yet Friendly Fire have brought it right back, winning 4 rounds of their own when Entropy have only won a single one themselves. So they're immediately in the driving seat, and they're looking to be making the most of it. We're seeing that blitz once again. Lion 2, could this be yet another rush attempted by an attack here on Chalet? But if so, could it be yet another defensive win? It's a very, very risky strategy here, and if Friendly Fire misjudge the defensive setup in front of them, things could go very, very badly.
Defenders, protect your
Luckily
bombs
for them,
from being
no
defused by
one on the
attackers.
enemy team, so the smoke will be a lot more effective if they deem it appropriate to go for such a fast push.
All done.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't pushed together, of course, the Cade. The Echo... Yeah, I get why he gets killed. But... don't know why they're getting a glitch in force. Of course, maybe they would like to do a rush plan. But I don't really see right now if they're gonna try to get everybody in the position.
I'm reloading.
Rush, I guess,
5 seconds remaining. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Very sort of slow round here, which I wasn't really expecting based on some of these operator
Attackers
picks.
dropped the diffuser.
Echo
Attackers
drones
recovered the
being
bomb
used quite
diffuser.
defensively, not guiding those drones around as we sometimes see from defensive teams instead. It's a very slow strategic play here, and Nade, I believe, Zap there is actually player 45 with the Jaeger shotgun, holding down this angle. Quite an interesting pick here. Of course, it's a sharp, tight angle, so the shotgun is going to be having the most usage here. He's playing it very risky though, sort of sneaking when he doesn't need to, and with that wall being reached now, he's in a very difficult to play scenario. His guns basically put him from all angles. Very, very safe there. They take this opportunity well. There is no one close to the course. There is no opportunity for a pick as of yet. Swarm, seemingly aware of the threat that shotgun provides, and doesn't want to get close to it instead. And we're just focusing on that wall instead, trying to take this as a medium-range engagement. But look how much time it's wasting. Player 45 is just doing basically nothing here, and Anon ends up getting the pick instead. 44, 43, 3v3. So many picks here, and Entropy eventually trail here. The blitz push seeming to be one of those just completely flat there. Still on Storm now. 2v1 Friendly Fire. A round that looked to be going bad, but looked really stalling out there. Once again, just spring into life. Dubster and Sebbu against Storm here. 2v1. What is it else? They've got time, not very much of it, so they need to try and formulate a push here. Now the blitz would be a very good distraction. He's very low on health. A few bullets to the feet are going to down him instead. Immediately taken down, and Stubbs is taken down as well. Even the score out once again, leaving us at 5-5 here, and that was an incredibly messy round.
Changing mags.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, the Jaeger did literally nothing but wasted so much time. What made it really good at the end for the scenario of Storm they had. They didn't have the time they wanted their side. Glitch just rushed down the stairs, not knowing
Bomb
where
located by
the
attackers.
hero was. So it was basically just a chicken without a head running around. A headless chicken. But yeah, the mirror is holding it, playing it, and clutched it. They didn't turn it, they didn't know where it was. To be fair, Friendly Fire could have played it better at the end. I think there was still some time left. Maybe one could have droned and one was gonna try to get the mirror, because the blitz, basically he was useless in that scenario. I mean, he could have rushed the mirror and blinded him, of course, but if the blitz had a drone and drone it out, it would have been more percentage to win for Friendly Fires, of course. So let's carry on to the next
Attackers
round.
need to
We see
locate and
Fenrir
defuse as
and
many
Castle.
bombs as they can.
Castle's probably gonna waste some time here. Going no ram. Just trying to play further on this.
Area deployed.
Trying to get the castle.
Activating camera.
Actually, a surprisingly little amount of that soft destruction for this castle barricades. I think like you're going to be dedicating either one of those ram drones to those barricades, or potentially a hard push from Ace here. There's no Gon 6 to think anymore.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Can really bring something that is adept for destroying these castle barricades.
5 seconds remaining.
45 might have a lot more impact here, maybe with more.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
What are you doing? No idea that the attackers are coming through that fireplace area have completely encircled him, and he pays with his life. There's still another player in the kitchen who's been droned out here, but getting rid of that catch press so early is crucial here. They are, I believe, aware of another player on the mezzanine going to the defense. They still responded to this threat. Loss of life so early, so crucial.
Yeah, I mean, take what you want for attacker is to get the Romans, of course. And there was a nice kill from the K, get refragged by the Thermite in a really good situation right now. That's a double kill from Stevo.
Setting up a sequential breach.
And this is gonna be a really shit scenario with a 4v1 for the Legion not inside. They have side control. And Friendly Fire made it 6-5, winning the 11th round.
Yep, and of course that brings Friendly Fire onto map point here. They're just a single round away from taking this first map and propelling themselves one step closer to that group stage. But at the same time, Entropy only a single away from overtime when things can really start to get very tense for both these teams. So Friendly Fire, they want to lock this out now, 7-5. Don't give Entropy the chance of bringing it to OT, because suddenly that mounting pressure of these rounds previously can really start to break players and break teams. So Friendly Fire, one easy shot of winning the map, just play for this round, get that 7-5 scoreline on their attack, because they look very good on this side so far. They've been very clinical at dealing with these defenders. In fact, they would probably have already won by now if it wasn't for a clutch coming out from Storm, I believe, in that trophy area on that 1v2. So they know they have the ability early game to win these rounds. They just need to play focus, play together, and not fall in the case that it does become another 1vx.
Yeah, what I've seen from Entropy right now, they're playing a lot of Fenrir. Of course, he's a really OP operator if you just place it on a good doorway or any spot that's good. And if there's somebody around that plays and the Fenrir gives the comm that somebody's there, just swing and basically he's dead. So that I think is getting picked because Chalet, for me, it's a very small map, in my opinion. Of course, it's one house, and it's a more...
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Not sure. So far, the interesting thing is having a Dokkaebi force for the sound and a heavy call, so they're probably gonna try to do a...
Attackers have located a bomb.
Not going to kill, but the plan this time, I mean, it's gonna be a pick from the Finka.
Anon being taken down there on the Echo, so far away from the site itself, and those drones are just going to be purely for intel now. There's no potential to deny these plants anymore. It's not playing where I'd expect.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb. Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
These ADS is it's a very easy way of defusing that player in the corner, but instead choosing white pressure towards Brando, potentially just helping out the rest of his team around this northern side of the map. That's also given a lot of comfort around here, and I think his advantage to come down one outside on the highway and really brings Friendly back into this round. into this round back as well. They still need to deal with the rest of the attackers there, but by giving up so soon, really soon, much better opportunity here as Greenwood holding a bit of fire there. Face checking a lot of his angles and short. Storm has taken down one, down. It's not aware of the player. He could easily get taken down and taken here. Look, not get the Storm. He's doing an incredible job here so far. He's still trying to isolate these picks here. The rest of this will surely be taken forward. There's only one way now. Friendly Fire, the time is now. He's got to strike. Swine Nitro thrown as of yet. Finds no one. So much utility here. Friendly Fire, go for the kill. Storm alone, showing a made over to stairs instead. Eventually the player on site goes down and Storm's position is known. Storm a triple on the round, the real hero, and they prevent Entropy from bringing it to overtime. Friendly Fire win map 1, 7-5.
Oh, you're shooting bodies. Very cocky from Friendly Fire, but I mean, they deserved it. They played that round so well. I don't know what happened to Friendly Fire. At the beginning of the game, they were really bad, but they were just maybe not focused, or what I said, they were holding it better and just playing more chill. And look what they're doing now. They won.
Yep. It was very much a sort of comeback for Friendly Fire there. They had a very slow start, but they heated up at just the right moment there. And it has allowed them to win that first map of the series. Of course, this is a best of 3. Winner goes on towards the group stage. And for Friendly Fire, that position is just so tantalizingly close now. They've won Chalet, just a single map win away. We'll be right back. We've got a quick break.
Quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the ball is the Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the defuse, and it's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh able to kill on. Big with the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
He's one in Rolo, the pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden it's a 3v2. Situation they completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubblies is going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing, and now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets away. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anondo, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place. Oh, both of them whipping everything they can. No! Alfred, that's what are you doing? No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullet. Final working against 30 seconds from lane, and he gets late. What the heck? Takes the kill, does a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's tries it. The quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy. Look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand. You've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel. Only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the ball is The Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser, and it's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh didn't kill on. Big with the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situationally completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubblies is going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing, and now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets the way. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anon, though, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place. Oh, both of them switching everything they can. No! Alfred, that's what they are doing. No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullet. Final working against 30 seconds from lane. He just waits to straight out the head. Takes the kill, does a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's tries it. The quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the boy is not. The Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser, and it's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh didn't kill on. Big with the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situationally completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubblies is going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing, and now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets the way. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anon, though, and they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, tanked. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well, and it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles, and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place. Oh, both of them switching everything they can. No! Alfred, that's what they are doing. No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullet. Final working against 30 seconds from lane. He just waits to straight out the head. Takes the kill, does a triple kill for Kevin. There's a 1-1 found. F5 is right behind the blue box. He's tries it. The quad kill for Kevin. And with plenty of time remaining, 70.
Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real.
The moment they wait, the boy is not. The Pharaoh goes inside, goes for an attempt on the defuse here. It's a mission, losing his life, so does the Yana. It's a 2 versus 4 with the diffuser, and it's landed. 40 seconds working in the favor of the attacking side right now. So Pharaoh didn't kill on. Big with the kill on Pharaoh. It's a 1 versus 1 situation with 2 players left remaining. Kevin versus Reaxis. Kevin needs to get a kill, but no!
It's the one in Rolo. The pickup does go through, and then frankly planted. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2. Situation completely turned around because it took so long. The C4 gets a double, and Bubbly's
going to shut down Rolo as well. That big window play amounts to absolutely nothing. And now it's all down to a mission in the 1v2. That Banshee now gets in the way. But Secret Powder, they are very much wary. It's about over-swinging. Mistakes made from Anon, though. And they just give the round away. Physics, unfortunately, can't. This experience nightmarish for SSP. Patrick doubles down. He finds Pharaoh as well. And it's all down to Reaxis. He's looking towards Red to try to challenge Bubbles and just finds a tickle of damage. But no, oh my goodness, the final shot in the mag, in the chamber. It finds the connection onto Deluxe, and the C4 is right on the money. Reaxis with the quadra kill puts Secret Powder in their place.
Oh, both of them switching everything they can.
No!
Alfred,
That's what are you doing? No! There's no way!
Basically fast and precise bullet. Final working against 30 seconds from lane, and he just waits to get the kill and straight out the shoot.
Welcome to the XXL Nutrition HQ. XXL Nutrition is the most popular online supplement brand in Europe. Our proteins, pre-workouts, dietary supplements, and of course our sportswear is developed with the greatest possible care. We are known for providing the highest quality products and the best service. Daily, we are working with a motivated team on new developments, promotions, and quality control to serve our customers in the best possible way. XXL Nutrition is an established name in the B2B and B2C market. Therefore, we can also be found in many gyms, supplement stores, and supermarkets. Offering the highest possible quality is the foundation of our brand. Only the best ingredients and materials are used for our products. Everyone at our company has passion for health and fitness. That's why we want to provide our customers, and of course ourselves, with the best products. We prepare all orders in our own warehouse, which has the capacity to process more than 10,000 orders daily. Thank you for supporting XXL Nutrition. We are XXL, the most popular brand in sports nutrition.
It's time to make history. Behind a solid wall, the pings, they're all in his favor. There's a C4, but Souls does not care.
One kill away, and it's Volks to die. A new generation pick up where legends left off.
And welcome back to the final day of the Swiss stage of Voltage League Season 2. We've already seen Map 1, that was Chalet, where Friendly Fire, despite a very slow start, managed to eventually edge it out right at the end, a 7-5 win, sending them onto the second map on a high. And as you can see above us, that second map will be Cafe Dostoyevsky.
Yeah, I mean, Cafe. It's an interesting map. It could be very much variation in the stretch. I hope we will see it today on Cafe. So let's hope that Entropy and Friendly Fire will make this a very interesting and switching strat match.
Yeah, absolutely. A few stats for these teams based around Cafe, again, as these teams haven't played too many matches in these current iterations. The kind of sample size is going to be quite low, so you take these stats with a bit of a pinch of salt. But Friendly Fire have got 2 wins and 1 loss on Cafe, whereas on the side of Entropy, they've only played it once, and it was a win. So again, quite low stats there. Don't really read too much into that, but it does make you seem like Friendly Fire maybe is a bit more consistent on the map, despite them having that 1 loss. They've played it a bit more unofficial, so that might really come to help them make them feel more comfortable on it in this match.
Yeah, I think, of course, we had a prediction today at the first game. We thought Entropy would win, but so far, Friendly Fire took the first game in a 7-5, really tight game. Yeah, and now we're going to switch to map bans, I believe, or the bans. So about the things, I think it will be a good game on Cafe. What I said, many strats can be used. Let's see what they're gonna ban, and hopefully the bans, of course, gonna do main strats. And yeah, let's take a look.
Indeed, it will be Entropy first banning as they start on that defense. It will be Ram being banned, so the newest attacker taken off the board, and it makes quite a bit of sense. There are a lot of situations on Cafe, a lot of those sites revolve around vertical control, and Ram, when they get that rhythm control, they allow the attackers to open up a lot of lines of sight towards the bottom. Being banned.
Changing back!
Time today as well. Makes a lot of sense. Very sort of highly picked operator for these sort of basement-y sites around certain positions of the game. Make it incredibly easy to
10 seconds to go.
5 seconds to go. Now we see the souls.
Activating diffuser. Attackers need to protect the diffuser. Position compromised.
And now we're
Defenders disabled the diffuser. Defender mission successful.
So I get why it's banned, and of course the Ying, how you picked what you said. Into the game.
Into this game, indeed it will. It just come off of that map win. We've had a bit of a break in between them, so I'm sure that the spirits are still going to be quite high in the Friendly Fire camp, but
attackers
maybe
need to
not as
locate
sort
and
of
defuse the bomb.
energetic as you would maybe expect. Obviously, with it being a dish that and well, it's going to be quite quite a daunting match to attack with the amount of spawn pieces and just general stuff we've got to clear his army.
Razor line deployed.
Putting up the castle as well, once again being brought, and as shown, they've been quite a difficulty to attack.
10 seconds to go.
Friendly Fire, they've got a mount that
5 seconds to insertion.
Time again. Stand up to these very aggressive defenders.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Wall secured! Please. Shield going down. I'm sure what they're hoping will happen here.
Basically, Cafe got so many windows you could do run out for days. I mean, now without the Solus, it's really sketchy to do a run out because You never know when there's a framer on the window next door.
I won't make this easy for them.
Going to get the head stupid, I think. What they're trying to do with the gun. I'm not sure. And it's a run out. See what I mean? It's really sketchy. You know what I mean? Claymore.
Parental breach activated. Reloading.
It's a nice hit.
Yeah. It's a flurry of trades there. It looked to be starting a bit slow, but once that Claymore went off, it seemed like everything sprung into life. They've still got the tools for the job. 2 hard breaches.
Drone activated.
Is definitely doable. Reloaded. Yeah, but with Stumpster still on that bridge, it's going to be very important for Zard.
Drone active.
Very brief. If they play on their own, these attackers, it's very likely that they're going to still playing around this floor, and with Stumpster still droning out on the room, it's risky, sure, to get the trade. Look for that. Player 45 is pushed down those stairs. So as long as they don't walk into his line of sight, they will be safe enough. Eventually, he does return towards its top floor. Finally, officers. 3 of those hard breaches remaining for Snubster. A call yet to be used. You can try and sort of single out one of these defenders to even things out, but they're playing so defensively in such good positions. It's looking incredible. Drones looking for him, and really just there's no intel that these attackers really rely on anymore else. But without time, they need to start moving now with less than 30 seconds remaining. It looks like it's going to be a push down the stairs. Snubster, another 2v1 Boiler here. He has that vehicle to open up a hole in the wall, but still he needs to try and dive this fight directly. Instead gets taken down. An incredible response from the attackers there. Snubster take this
10 seconds remaining.
A friendly fire. I mean, to be fair, Sonny, if he maybe have stayed in the side, he would maybe have clutched it. But at the end, in trophy, through the bodies, I mean, it was a 2v3 man advantage for trophy, and they had side. It was. And at the end, it didn't work out for a trophy, even though they played it so well at the beginning. Yeah, and then, like you said, the claimer went off, and that was the starting sign for the kills. Every time, like first game at Chalet, it was 1 kill, and then everybody got killed, basically. So you could expect in this game, when there's getting 1 kill, there will be a lot more kills.
Yeah, absolutely. These teams really like just going for these pushes at the same time, really engaging on all fronts to try and cause as much chaos to the defense as possible. And the friendly fire, that did work out a lot of the time. They got 4 wins on their attacking side on Chalet, I believe. So it's clearly an effective strat for them, just everyone going in at the same time and eventually winning the battle of attrition. Interestingly, this time, we're seeing that Montagne being brought here from friendly fire to perhaps increase the pace of that clear a bit more. We saw friendly fire took a lot of losses previously when they were clearing that top floor, so with that big bulletproof drone that February provides, could definitely allow them to worrying about grenades now. More of a safe drone clear and have a lot more concrete intel on where these defenders are playing, but at the same time, that does come at a price. Svebu no longer has a primary weapon, no full auto weapon either, so
attackers have located a bomb.
Severely hampered here. It's going to be sort of adding pressure to the rest of the members of the team to get something done as they're slowly going for this clear. It seems like
attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Zamonti there, he's still just been scared away by Anon's Kiba barricades there, so we're seeing the power of that defense and utility, and in fact Swarm taken down 4v5. Iverton managing to get that first pick already, and Entropy looking really good as Iverton gets a second.
APS deployed and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, Trophy got man advantage now. They got side as well. This Rome is paying really off right now. It was a nice refract from that ace. But they still have to clear upstairs. It's unbelievable how Entropy was this last game. Last round, I mean. It's just how they play it is unbelievable. They played so well. I mean, already 3 players still, and they
Attackers drop the diffuser.
Clear up the Rome, and that's going to be knocked right now. It's a 1v4.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Because that Dokkaebi is still thinking
Attackers bomb diffuser has been dropped.
So it will give up sound and a trace of blood. There is one playing freeze, I believe. I cannot see it very clear.
Yeah, I believe so. These defenders quite spread apart. So there is definitely the potential for isolating these 1v1s. I've been holding a very long angle towards the fireplace, but gives up on it. That could be the kind of saving grace that Friendly Fire need in this round. They might get into the site and effectively take down Hyperturn, but very quickly Player 45 gets the response, Snubster down. It's just Zagnu now. That injured Dokkaebi was already living from a cross map, but leaving that trail of blood, as he said, to their exact position, and just gets taken down just like that, or runs out of time even. There was just no real proper way for Friendly Fire to get back into that round. Entropy very quickly managed to establish a round win on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that Frost Trap, I mean, I thought it was not on the, what's it called, window, and I did not know. I think he was even upside repelled. I don't know how he did not see that Frost. I mean, if you have a Frost, if you know, because I think they knew they had a Frost, of course. If I know the opponent have a Frost, I will watch out for every
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, well played from that Trophy. Like I said, their roaming upstairs was so perfect that Friendly Fire just could not clear it within the time they needed to also have time to be on side and have time to get kills or get a plan down. It's so good how Entropy played that. Like last round,
We can stop worrying about grenades now.
10 seconds remaining.
Took the win. They did it as well, but they couldn't finish it. This time they finished it. So well played from Intro.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
They get that round win on the board. They stop Friendly Fire from building together a bit of a streak of their own. So it's still dead even here. But we're seeing the Monty being brought once again from Friendly Fire. So they clearly saw potential in that strat, even if it did go dramatically wrong in round 2, where it's still deemed appropriate for them to be on that operator. And they're looking for what seems to be a very horizontal take here. There's a shield in Bakery, so very likely that these Flores drones will be used to try and take that out, but the Goya canister in the door blocks the Montagne from actually moving in, so that gives Entropy a bit of time, but unfortunately the shield does go down despite their best attempts to deal with these Flores drones, and that's one key piece of utility taken out, but the kind of trade, because Swarm himself, a player on the attack, does meet his fate there, so Entropy still managing to stay ahead of their opponents there on this defense as Fevbu, I assume eventually is moved into Bakery, takes a bit of chip damage from that Goyo canister, but he is now in a position where he can start to make some moves. Snubster downed, as is Jonna. Once again, these players in Friendly Fire just fall like dominoes as an attempt at a trade here from Zagnu, but very quickly taken out. It's all on Svebbu in this technical 1 versus 4. He is able to pick up Snubster. The 2v4 isn't much better either, especially with one of them being the Montagne. A single fully automatic weapon on the board for Friendly Fire here, and they're still both outside on top of that. So things once again looking like an Entropy win already.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it in the last game. It was a 1v4. Basically, it's a 1v4. You can still really do anything in the montage. not sure. To be fair, it should be an Entropy, and you already see that Stevo is getting really badly tagged. If the ace dies, it's over. The ace cannot move, otherwise he will get shot. And like I said, he could not move. And that's the win for Entropy with the 2 last kills for Wamai. Very well played from Entropy. I mean, to be fair, if you look at last game and this game for Gillette and Cafe, right now, my opinion is that Entropy have more control on Cafe than they had on Gillette. Maybe because of course they know the map better or they like it. To be fair, the strats of Entropy are working right now. But what you see in the last game as well was the friendly fight had a good start, but it had a good end. And the end was more important than the start for Friendly Fire starting the game. So
yep. Yeah, indeed it is. So
yeah, indeed.
It's kind of looking like a bit of a similar sort of pace as we saw in Chalet here. Obviously, the difference being that Entropy, in fact, win their sort of second and third rather than first and third. But still, Entropy, they don't want to fall into that same trap that they did on Chalet, where they peak too early. Friendly Fire still in there, still have that benefit of starting on the attack as well if they don't quite pick up as many rounds that they would like to in the first half. They have a more comfortable side of the defense. Deploying ADS! Though, it really isn't the complete opposite side of the comfort. Instead, picking Amaru, a very risky operator.
Stop worrying about grenades now!
I'd imagine are going to try and go for that risky window, but it's a very, very high-risk play. And without proper support from their team, obviously, no Ying, which you usually see to mask such a play, it's going to be very difficult. It's all going to be on him to try and get a pick here. Elsewhere, though, Swarm catches Anom getting a bit too aggressive in the first 30 seconds.
Deployed, let's go.
On this drone, trying to find anyone who might cause him a bit of problem here when he goes for this push. It looks like it is going to be an Amaru swinging on into this third floor. They're just waiting for the right opportunity.
Attackers are moving out to
Still
locate a bomb
holding all
and
their
defuse
angles as the rest of the team tries to find something, but Swarm just finds a bullet to the head as Iperton takes him down using the UMP. And still really just stalling the momentum of Friendly Fire. They need to sort of do something here, especially with one player down outside still just not contributing that much. It's really a kind of desperate play now. Svebu has to do something. The rest of the defenders are engaged with the rest of his teammates. He needs to go in now, or else the opportunity might just slip away from him. Finally, grapples in. There's a jump out. It doesn't quite catch you on the way there, but Snubster is still taken down. They've swapped positions. Svebu now towards Cocktail. Throws a flash into Freezer, but caught with a wall bang. Not quite sure where that defenders end up. Hyperturn instead, backed by Killer. So the defense really winning out on that exchange.
I mean, was it the pick on Amaru with yes, it kind of was, to be fair. But you never know, they could still clutch this. Their foes are in the building. Could they make it? They still have to get the roam clear. Like, Entropy is so good on the roam. But Storm is in Freezer, kind of pinned down, or thinks he's pinned down. And the one might, oh, if he just shutted it for 1 second, he would have got this kill, but Storm got the kill. The Dokkaebi is holding white stairs, trying to maybe get someone that's gonna push down.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
But does he know there is a castle? He gets the kill on castle. He can plant on B. But will they know? They have to push down.
He eventually finds a place to get Case down, and Storm isn't quite too sure of his position with Case down. Zagnu's really in for this round win here. Doesn't leave the building though. He's not in a position where he can cover him outside, but instead expertly takes off the head of Deluxe there and leaves Storm in this 1v1. Zagnu can just play defensively with Storm now. And the role the aggressor, and he can't stand up to it. Zagnu, a phenomenal 1 versus 3 there under the Kaibu, really bringing Friendly Fire back into this map.
Yeah, I mean,
attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
What I don't get from the trophy, to be fair, the castle died while they didn't push straight away downstairs. I mean,
A bomb has been
Casual
located.
would have to give a call out that he was downstairs. So I'm not sure why he did not go downstairs, and if he did, he could maybe deny the plan. Because of course you need time to plant the bomb, and they had time to go downstairs, and Storm was trying to get it from above, but didn't know where Dokkaebi was planning. It was close though, but not close enough.
Close, but at the end of the day, close doesn't give you round wins. Friendly Fire managed to even things out, and already it's a bit of a different sort of turn from what we saw in Chalet. It's much more even early on. It looked for a second then that Entropy might have a bit of deja vu, going 3-1 up once again in their first half of the map, but Friendly Fire say no to that. They get their second
Attackers
round
need to
in
locate
earlier,
and
so
defuse bombs.
actually here for a much sort of closer map. Obviously, Chalet still did go 75 for Overland. Looks to be maybe on the cards here, just based on how close the first half was, but he decided too hard, so we do not know, we can't anticipate how good the will be when the sides are flipped. We do know though, Friendly Fire are certainly going to be motivated after that clutch. They've run back on their attack still once again. They're going for I hate to say a standard lineup, but with how the meta has been evolving, these picks that would once maybe
10 seconds to insertion.
Position secured.
5 seconds remaining. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Deploying mobile camera. I'm reloading. Placing claymore. Loading new magazine.
Bomb located by attackers.
Explosion! Loading mag! A really big fuck. Reloading! Stand clear.
Sending out some love.
I have you covered. Stay close.
Cover me, reloading. Mobile charge lost.
Drop there on the ground. Lost my explosive! Swapping mags. Impact out. Missing magnet. Magnet online.
Flashbang.
Laid in there. Magnet go. Magnet online. Babes in position.
still gets another, a triple for him on the round, and with the vertical being held though from the defense, things look winnable for Entropy, but Storm gets off it. Didn't see the other player there, and with Diffuser going down, one player being isolated by Storm, I was gonna say it looked very winnable for Friendly Fire, but Entropy claw it back here. Storm versus Zagnu. It's gonna be very, very close. Both of these players seemingly lacking the intel on each other. Storm just spraying a couple of shots. He might not even know where the Diffuser is being planted as Zagnu swings. He gets another, and Friendly Fire, against all odds, have won a second here. They take that lead back as it becomes 3-2 heading into the final round of that first half.
Yeah,
Operators,
right
you have run out
now,
of
what I
time.
said, Dokkaebi, important player. You see 2 rounds in a row, less skill is getting Dokkaebi. To be fair, I said it, and I say it once again, that Dokkaebi is a key player right now. Maybe later on the match, he will not play so good. But if they win Friendly Fire by a margin of 2, then you can say Dokkaebi did it, to be fair.
Yep, really, it's been an incredible performance from Zachnu so far, despite being only up 3-2, 8-1 for that player. A really good performance heading into the second map. And yeah, as you said, it's definitely, if they do end up winning this, you can put a lot of that onto him from how he's performed just in this first half alone. But there's still one more round of this first half to be played, and Entropy really looking to make it even, looking to make it 3-3, because if Friendly Fire heads onto that Cafe defense with a 4-2 split, you might be tempted to just say that the whole map is over and Friendly Fire will end up taking that. So this is a pivotal round for them, and you can see already they're resorting to a couple underhanded tactics and on going for this very cheeky spawn peek, elevated on the table. Will he manage to claim a life here, get an early advantage for his team, the attacker? I believe that is Zachnu getting very, very cautious there, and they just miss each other. Would have been crucial for them if they did take down that player 8-1, but he still survives, and Entropy don't get that man advantage they so desperately wanted.
Yeah, what we see now, I mean, different approach now. The Dokkaebi changed to the Nomad. They have a Montage again. So far when they played Montage, it didn't work. So I am surprised if this works. I think they're gonna try to get, of course, the bakery control, trying to maybe push in Freezer and trying to get the plant down. That's what I think is gonna do. But they have an Echo though. They have to watch out for that Echo play.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen time and time again on Cafe, plants around that freezer area denied by the Echo. The only saving grace of Friendly Fire I can see is Iferton is quite close by and very isolated. A single nade could take him down here. There is a player now on red stairs offering a bit of support, but still, he is in a risky spot, and he's also risking that Echo drone there. It's getting quite aggressive. Elsewhere, though, Friendly Fire have got full bakery control this time. It's a much better turn of things than on their previous attacks, so that's good from them, but they still have to actually convert this into a round win. Luckily for them, Swarm gets a nade kill, and even more lucky, there's no vertical angles being held here. It's a full horizontal defense, so if they take down player 45, things could very easily look towards a post plant unless that Echo drone can be very, very valuable.
Yeah, I mean, we basically predicted what they were going to do. I mean, it is such a basic strat, but if it works good. Now you see the Echo is the only hope to deny that one plant, and they're gonna plant, but there is a Monty standing in front of it though. So, but they still get it a little bit early, to be honest, for that Echo drone to do it. And he's gonna stick it, and the smoke is not gonna do really anything. Maybe gonna try to get them out of there. The Echo is really isolated, cannot do anything. The plant is already down. Can they clutch it? Can Storm clutch this? He did it before. Can he do it again?
6-3 on that smoke player. Not a bad map for himself. 2v1 now as he gets one. One of these players, though, unfortunately, is Febru on that Montagna, who's going to be incredibly difficult to kill here. And with a Nomad air jab, giving away Storm's position and only 7 seconds to get 2 of these kills. This is a round win for Friendly Fire. They take this half 4-2, setting themselves up for a very, very easy defense here, as long as they just play their basics, play towards the map, as it is Cafe. And Entropy now, they've got to be panicking.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, now I think we're going to do a restart soon, at least what I read it, because there's something wrong with the stream. But what I said, like, they push bakery, snap it, didn't focus on the bakery. They had bakery control, open bakery wall, had freezer, cleared freezer, net control, planted bomb, had a side control. Nobody was inside. Bam, planted, round over, to be fair. Echo tried his best, couldn't do anything. He had only one Echo drone. That's not enough. It was close though, but what you said, close is not a game win. And to be fair, now we changing sides, can Entropy maybe get this on the attacking side? But what you said, it's such a defending map that it's almost impossible to get against this strong team that you come back from this. But you never know. And Trophy is a really good team as well. So you might see anything. This is a really cheeky spawn peek from Stevo. Could he get one? He needs to watch out though.
Very exposed here and a lot of angles to watch. Eventually, one of these players might just come into his line of sight, but elsewhere, there's another opening pick going the way of Friendly Fire. Maybe after that spawn peak, they may not expect Smabu to still be getting as aggressive as he is, and he does end up eventually finding another 5v3. He's traded. But with those picks, the Ace and the Gridlock taken down, that's going to be a very good exchange for Friendly Fire here. Again, just losing Frost, who's already placed down that utility for such two crucial picks for the attack. It's going to be very difficult for Entropy to find their footing here, as they've still got the entire rest of, well, not even the rest, the entirety of Cafe to clear here, missing two of those most important pieces.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, right now, I hope Storm can do the same what Friendly Firestokeby did. Can he make the difference in this game? What we seen early on in the map, you've seen Dokkaebi such a strong game or strong operator. I mean, can he clutch this? Storm, I believe in you. Can you do this for Entropy? Entropy is all on your shoulders. If you win this, they're back into the game. Can Storm clutch this? He got Diffuser. Storm knows what he's doing. He knows where some people are, at least. Can Entropy get back into this game? It's all on the shoulder of Storm. He's holding that very cheeky, swinging it, getting tagged.
He knows where these defender positions are, but unfortunately for him, they're in such sort of good fortified locations that he has to take very risky gunfights. One of them onto a shield by Pixel, where Jonna knows he's going to try and peek again, doesn't have any kind of flashbangs available, just those EMPs, which are going to be useless without something to combo with. So he's going to have to go for these very, very risky gunfights eventually. Just deems Cigar Lounge to be not worth it, and does still end up dying to Jonna here, and Friendly Fire now continuing to heat up. 5-2 for them now on their first defensive round win. It's looking very, very scary for Entropy, as Friendly Fire haven't cooled off since, I think, all the way back in round 4.
Yeah, I mean, now, of course, Offside is one of the best and easiest sides to defend on Cafe, in my opinion. So I hope Entropy can maybe bring us a little bit more back to give it more flavor into this game. But right now, it's been one-sided for Friendly Fire. Of course, there have been very, very close rounds from clutches and 1v1s at the end. So we cannot say that it's a bad game. But still, Entropy is not looking how they want to be. They're maybe losing confidence, and there is something getting in their way. But of course, Friendly Fire, of course, are playing this like really good. They had the chance to make it 3-3 Entropy, didn't do it, and now it's time for Friendly Fire to lock it down on the defending side, and it's way easier on the defending side than attacking. This is a cheeky spawn peek from Stevo. Again, last time he did it with a Frost. Can he do this time again? And that's a format kill. Already the hard breacher of Entropy dead.
Yeah, and it's the same player as well. It's the same player getting taken down by these spawn peaks. Entropy seemingly not learning from their mistakes. Fabu putting a bit of a cheeky bulletproof camera there on the floor. Sure, it has a now sort of 300 or 180 degree view, so he can potentially use that. But I think maybe that's a sign of how Friendly Fire view this match as just already a done deal. They got that 4-2 half, extend it to a 5-2 lead, but that cockiness will not go unchallenged as Aeon swings out, gets one, also downs Jonna. I'm not sure if he's aware of the fact. Surely a drone will convey the info, but actually Jonna back on his feet there, so there was potential for an even worse scenario for Friendly Fire, but it still just remains as an evened up man count with health in the favor of Entropy here, as they're going for much more vertical push onto this kitchen site. We're seeing the Montagne being used this time by Entropy, but it is on that second floor instead. So they've definitely gone for a much more different approach here, as they're trying to just flush out these defenders. But do they know that Snubster has in fact ascended up to that top floor rather than retreated to the site? I'm not too sure. Deluxe looked to be holding that flank, but he's gone down to the second floor himself. So Snubster might be gifted a free flank here, but instead potentially eyeing a jump out. Not going to be the most sort of ideal thing to do in this situation, as Deluxe is just tearing up those gadgets with the IQ scanner, but Snubster is still a threat. He's still on that top floor, and if Entropy aren't careful, they could really be hit hard, as Player 45 down, I believe, through their own vertical hole through a shotgun. Deluxe trying to get a trade, and eventually does take down Jonna. 3v4 now, but Snubster, or Swarm even, has struck. Snubster must still be on that top floor as Swarm just runs away. The trap is still very much in place, as Entropy, they don't get the trade on Swarm, who's been allowed to move back, and Snubster drops down. 3 versus 2 now, Entropy in the back seat.
Yeah. So far, Entropy's just losing it. 2 times in a row, Heartbreacher gone first. And then you already know, if you don't have a Heartbreacher, what you're going to do. Like, there is no way you can lose 2 times as Entropy. Heartbreacher first pick. Last round they did it. This round they did it. If it happened this round, I'm going to laugh my butt off. But Entropy is going to have a good word with that one Heartbreacher. I mean, they have to fix something. I don't know what is happening, but they have to fix it. Like, they cannot lose this bad.
Yeah, and part of you just must think it is unfortunately down to Iferton. He just keeps getting picked off too early, and he's on such a crucial role of that hard breach that Entropy are not only fighting these rounds a player down, but also a key fundamental element of Siege is no longer available for them. They can't breach those reinforced walls if Iferton is that opening death every time on the attack. So unfortunately, and I hate singling out players, it's very much on him to just survive for more than sort of 30 seconds here. He's got to have his wits about him earlier on, or else Entropy are just going to keep losing these rounds, as Friendly Fire are just absolutely on fire here. They've strung together an incredible amount of rounds here in such dominant fashion, really. Even when they do seem to be on the back foot, they are really just fantastic at responding in great style here. And now already on map point, series point, Snubster taken down early. This might be the chance Entropy need to just get a foot back into this match.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if I was Entropy, I would have maybe put someone else on Heartbreach, of course. Entropy, you got roles to play, like Storm, he is a kind of fragger, and the Mute is a fragger. They get the kills. They have to get the kills, to be fair. But if I would have been the leader of the RGL, I would have maybe adjust the plan and put somebody else on it. But of course, that's a nice run out from the Fenrir, getting the Gridlock, a very important player in this scenario. Right now, it's looking good for both sides. Of course, it's looking better for Friendly Fire because they're 6-2 up. This is match point. It's looking better than other rounds for a trophy because they have their Heartbreacher. So far, it's looking pretty decent. They have time, but they need to roam clear pretty fast because they only have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Can they do something to maybe do a little bit less embarrassment? That's a nice kill from Stebo. Already 4-3, having man advantage and side advantage. They wasting so much time in the roam clearance. Can Entropy even do anything back? Can they even do the 6-3? It's hard to believe, but Entropy is falling really down, not going up for the standards. This is not what you like to see for Entropy. It's already 6-3, 3-1, I mean. And it's a Heartbreacher. Can he clutches? Can he? No, he cannot. And that is game and Entropy have been eliminated from Full Pitch League.
Yep, meaning, of course, our victors of Friendly Fire will be advancing to the group stage. So congratulations to them for getting one step further in this tournament. An incredible performance from them heading into this. To me, as the underdogs, I do think sort of the community as a whole maybe had them over Entropy, but I was certainly expecting Entropy to be putting up a very decent fight there, and unfortunately, they just didn't manifest that at all. Congratulations to Friendly Fire there, because they really, especially on map 2, blew their opponents out the water.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, losing 2 times in a row, from the same guy, and the same a spawn peak again, like, it's unbelievable. At this level, you cannot do it. If you lose Heartbreacher, it's almost already game done. It's such an important thing in Siege comp, in every side of, even in ranked, even in casual. If you don't have a Heartbreacher at certain maps, certain sides, it's already over. And you see now that Entropy that just have fallen down and they could not recover, and now it's a 7-2. That's pretty embarrassing to me, if I'm be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Entropy, it's clearly been a bit of a tough week for them. They didn't quite manage to qualify in a relegation match in another league, and here in Voltage, unfortunately, not qualifying to the group stage. But they can still, I would say, they can still hold their heads pretty high for getting as far as they have throughout the variety of tournaments. It's a newer team in EUT3, and they've definitely sort of left their mark in some areas, and they've definitely, I'm sure, learned a lot. And I'm certain will have bright futures ahead of them. But focusing on our victors of Friendly Fire there, very big congratulations to them. I think they're even playing with a substitute here, but they looked incredible. Zachnu specifically on map 2 really went above and beyond for his team. That incredible 1 versus 3 clutch when he was on Dakaibi. On top of that, his performances on that Nomad and on defense as well. He really, I would say, is the MVP for Friendly Fire in that match.
Yeah, I mean, a 1v3, like I said at Chalet, if you had a 1v3 at Chalet against Entropy, you would not have won it. But Cafe, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And I think Friendly Fire is really happy with that. And I think we'll see that even more from him in the future. Of course, Friendly Fire, a really strong team. Entropy maybe thought, we could have won this. Because Friendly Fire is not really known. If you search up or look or think of Entropy, you know winning. This time they lost, but yeah, keep your head up, and I hope we will see you next season.
Yep. Well, that is it for us today. This was the final day of the Swiss stage. So up next, I believe in the coming week, it will be moving on to group stage. There were also 2 of the best of 3s played today. So just keep check on the socials. I'm not sure exactly when amongst the day they actually are being played, because this was the only one being streamed. So just keep an eye on socials, see the results of those other matches. But for us, it was Friendly Fire winning 2-0 to advance to the group stage. I've been Pooble. I've been joined by Tim. Thank you very much for watching.